Welcome back. Hurricane Matthew continues to churn toward the east coast of Florida.
ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan is joining us now with the latest. Bob.
Well, the biggest changes for our particular area now is the fact that Hardee County is under a tropical storm warning. Also, Highlands County under a warning, and it has been. And on top of that, tropical storm watch is in effect for the rest of the viewing area, which includes Sarasota, Manatee, Charlotte counties, as well as DeSoto County. Here is a look at the system now. Matthew is starting to get a little bit better organized as it moves off toward the northwest. We're starting to see a little tighter wrap around the center here as it makes its way through the Long Island of the Bahamas, heading towards Georgetown, and Cat Island is going to see some very heavy rainfall too. It'll get close enough there to produce tropical storm force winds as it makes its way on toward Andros Island throughout the day tomorrow. You can see those hurricane warnings cover a good part of the east coast of Florida. The reason why there's such a large area, again, is because this may parallel the coast throughout the day on Thursday and Friday. So that would be a big concern, because if you have a Category 4 hurricane just moving right along the coast, you're going to get a large area that will get catastrophic damage all the way up to near Daytona. For us, I mentioned the tropical storm watch in effect now for Manatee, Sarasota, and into DeSoto County as well as Charlotte counties. That's in effect through Friday. Tropical storm warning now in effect for Hardee and Highlands County, and as well as the eastern portions of, again, Glades County. Now, here's the latest on the system. It's moving to the northwest at 12. The pressure, 963. That still isn't all that low. It's going to be dropping, though, as it moves over some very warm water. The forecast cone really hasn't changed much. It's a little shift to the left, and that has put us in danger here, getting those tropical storm force winds. And the timing of the winds for us will be, it looks like basically on Friday morning, continuing through Friday afternoon. That's when the strongest part of the storm will be moving through us. And notice what happens. It kind of wraps back around and then heads off to the southeast. There's a chance it could actually loop and come back toward Florida by midweek next week. We'll have more in our forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Governor Rick Scott says the state could be facing its biggest evacuation ever because Hurricane Matthew is threatening almost the entire Atlantic coast of Florida, as you just saw. To help ease the traffic jams, Governor Scott directed the Florida Department of Transportation to suspend its tolls in counties where there are evacuations. So far, only Brevard and Martin counties have issued those mandatory evacuation orders. But Governor Scott says every county along the coast is focused on the storm and are preparing. President Obama canceled a trip to Florida because of the storm, and the hurricane already disrupting plans with the potential to disrupt so many more.
If you get an evacuation order, just remember that you can always rebuild, you can always repair property, you cannot restore a life if it is lost, and we want to make sure that we minimize any possible loss of life or risk to people in these areas.
People across South Florida are lining up for gas, essential supplies, and sandbags to try to protect their homes.
Manatee County is once again offering residents free sandbags as a precaution for the arrival of Matthew. The county is not under any possible warning. Well, Bob did mention some of the warnings and watches that we're experiencing in our area, but out of an abundance of caution, even though we don't expect the hurricane to hit here, sandbags are being handed out at 5 different locations: Buffalo Creek Park, GT Bray Park, Lakewood Ranch Park, Stormwater Ops, and the Robonia Community Center. The sandbags will be handed out until 6 o'clock tonight and again tomorrow night. That will be tomorrow morning, actually, from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m.
Well, the waters are rising in some areas of Northport, and they could rise even more.
Dozens of roads are already underwater, and city officials are concerned if Hurricane Matthew brings more rain, the roads could be affected.
ABC 7's Christopher Bradley shows us what the city is doing now to ease that situation.
Well, Scott and Haley, it's roadways like this that concern City of Northport officials the most. Their main worry is what happens when already flooded roads get even more rain.
We haven't had something like this in 20 years, so we've been lucky.
Ask this man what he thinks of flooding, and he'll tell you he's ready to go back up north.
Get out of here, because it could get pretty wet.
As Hurricane Matthew moves towards Florida, the already flooded Myakkahatchee Creek in Northport is spilling over onto roadways in the Northport Estates neighborhood.
We start to see our streets in that vicinity going underwater at about 21.35 feet.
21 feet is the max for the creek. Problem is, we're at 24 feet already, and Public Works is trying to divert the water elsewhere.
You can also take it down the Snover, the Cocoa Plum, and out into our eastern canals going down toward Charlotte County. And that's where we're at right now.
Northport's emergency manager, Richard Berman, is most concerned about the combination of high waters and heavy winds from Hurricane Matthew.
We believe that the winds will be sustained winds will be in the low 20s.
But Berman says some of our afternoon thunderstorms can have similar wind gusts. At the moment, the Emergency Operations Center is not activated.
If we believe that the threat to the city is increased, and in conjunction with the County Emergency Operations Center, we will activate ours.
City officials will continue to monitor the water levels throughout the week. They do want to remind all drivers not to drive down roadways that are flooded. They have the saying, turn around, don't drown. In Northport, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Christopher. Travelers beware. Several flight delays and cancellations are expected thanks to Hurricane Matthew. Airlines are warning they may need to suspend flights from Florida all the way up through Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, depending on the storm. American Airlines has announced that it's canceling flights to the Miami area and Fort Lauderdale area. Though most airlines will offer alternative flights without penalties, passengers may have to pay a fee to cover the difference in fares. Cruise lines, on the other hand, are not canceling trips. Instead, they are taking different routes to avoid the storm. A reminder, you can get constant updates on Hurricane Matthew 24 hours a day on our website. Just head to mysuncoast.com for the latest information on the storm's track, any watches or advisories that may be issued, closing information, and more.
Out of the race for the White House, vice presidential nominees took center stage last night, going full throttle into a head-to-head heated debate, with both campaigns claiming victory afterward. ABC's Elizabeth Herr reports from New York.
Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton stumping for votes and praising their running mates for a job well done.
Mike Pence did an incredible job, and I'm getting a lot of credit because that's really my first so-called choice. That was my first hire, as we would say in Las Vegas.
Are now preparing for their next big showdown with their vice presidential candidates also back on the campaign trail.
You know, what I can tell you is from where I sat, Donald Trump won the debate. Donald Trump's vision to make America great again won the debate.
And we're going to make history by electing Hillary Clinton, our first woman president, on November 8th. Let's go make it happen.
This after a night filled with jabs and more than 100 interruptions, most by Kane in just 90 minutes.
Donald Trump during this campaign is called Mexicans, rapists, and criminals.
You whipped out that Mexican thing again. Look.
Experts saying Kane won on substance and Pence on style.
You are Donald Trump's apprentice. Let me talk about this
Senator,
issue
I think I'm still on my time.
Well, isn't this a discussion?
But because neither did much to move that needle in winning over undecided voters, analysts say that raises the stakes even higher for both Trump and Clinton come Sunday. And between now and Sunday, sources tell ABC News once again there will be mock debates and some time off the trail for Clinton. While for Trump, his team says he was prepared last time and he will be ready for round two. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Well, you only have a few more days now to register to vote for the upcoming general election. The deadline to register Tuesday, October 11th. To make it more convenient for voters, both Sarasota County and Manatee County supervisors of elections offices will be open normal business hours on Columbus Day, which is this coming Monday the 10th. Election offices in Sarasota County will be open until 9 p.m. on October 11th. Manatee County elections offices will stay open until 7 o'clock that evening.
Northport police are asking for help tracking down a man who may be connected to a string of burglaries. Police are releasing surveillance video taken from around the Chamberlain Boulevard area back on September 28th. There were a number of burglaries in that area, and police say the man in the video is seen peering in windows at homes around that time. If you have information about this man, you're asked to call the Northport Police Department.
So Manatee County students changing their morning routine for National Walk to School Day. Parents and their children gathered at 5th Street East and 58th Avenue Drive for the occasion. School administrators and firefighters carefully escorted the families along a safe route to Daughtry Elementary School. We met up with some of the kids who took part to see what they thought.
I think walking to school is better than getting a ride to school. Is better because we can exercise.
Should walk
and so that we can just ride our bikes and walk. And we do have to be careful with the roads.
The event was part of the federal program Safe Routes to School, supporting easy and convenient alternative ways for kids to get to school and to do it safely. Looks like they had fun, that's for sure.
And you
today.
get some exercise.
Yeah. Still to come in your Suncoast News, using pumpkins for more than just Halloween decor.
Why the festive fruit may offer more nutrients than you realize.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees. Every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2016 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Complimentary maintenance included. At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
If you just think of pumpkins as a Halloween decoration, you may want to think again. ABC 7's Alex Redmond joins us with the many nutritional benefits of this seasonal fruit. Alex.
Thanks, Haley. If the only thing you do with a pumpkin is hollow it out and fill it with a candle, you are not alone. But don't toss the insides, because there are many hidden health benefits of pumpkin. One might say little Oliver is somewhat of a pumpkin connoisseur.
We're going to see if we're going to get a big one or a small one.
Summer Williams says she and Oliver have big plans for their pumpkin.
I think we're going to paint him. He's really excited to paint a pumpkin, and it'll be our little decoration.
It's that time of year, and everybody's out there buying pumpkins to carve, paint, use for decoration.
Thousands, absolutely thousands. Every shape, every size, and every variety.
Kim White of Fruitville Grove says you might want to eat them because there's a lot of great benefits in pumpkin.
We love pumpkin because it's incredibly healthy. It's loaded with vitamin A, vitamin C.
And it's a great source of beta-carotene, which is fantastic for your eyes and also may contribute to decreasing cancer risks.
Registered dietitian nutritionist Bonnie London says pumpkins contain fiber,
which has been shown to help maybe even with weight loss. It also has tryptophan in it, which we know also can make us feel good, which leads to serotonin production.
There are nutritional benefits offered by other parts of the pumpkin, says London, that many often discard.
Oh, well, the seeds are also great because they have a lot of healthy fats in them, and it's a good source of magnesium and also protein.
And if you aren't quite sure what to do with your pumpkin besides carve it,
We recently made pumpkin waffles. We just mix it in the batter.
so don't toss it, repurpose it.
You can make pumpkin soup, even pumpkin stir fry. After you've carved your pumpkin, you can take the seeds and roast them. Add a little salt. It's a yummy treat.
And if you are now inspired to incorporate a little pumpkin into your diet, preparing fresh pumpkin yourself will give you the most health benefits, but canned pumpkin is also a great second choice.
We always used to toast the seeds growing up. We always did that. I love how those taste.
they're good.
Now, that canned pumpkin, is that nutritious? Can we go ahead and use that?
Well, the one that you use for the pie mix is probably not the one that you want to pick because that is just loaded with extra sugar and syrup. But you want to make sure that when you get a can of pumpkin that there has one ingredient. The only ingredient, pumpkin. That's it. One ingredient, pumpkin.
That's all you need. Then you can add what you need to make it healthy.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Alex. And now let's head over to Bob. Well, first let's head to Scott.
Yeah, now you don't have to wait until the weekends to stock up on some fresh produce, maybe even some pumpkins. The Philippi Farmhouse Market reopened today, bringing with it a variety of organic fruits and veggies. Each week, the market will also feature food trucks, local artisans, and live music. Vendors say they appreciate the chance to share their goods, especially farmers in the area that highlight the importance of locally grown produce.
Farming is extremely important because it helps support the community in general. You're making sure you're bringing the freshest quality produce available because it's in our actual area. We are from our farm to your table, so it's not a reseller. We're actually growing it and bringing it to you straight from the farm.
The market will be open every Wednesday from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. through the month of April at Philippi Estate Park. Now let's go over to Bob for another look at the weather here and Matthew.
Yeah, we're looking at the weather right now from Van Ways' webcam. Scott, a pretty nice day today. Lots of sunshine on the area beaches. Temperatures warming in the low 90s once again, but this could be about it. We're going to start to see those winds pick up a little bit throughout the day on Thursday and increasing Thursday night and Friday. Friday appears to be the worst day of them all as far as the rough weather goes. You can see some of those banding features already starting to have an impact over South Florida, and this is a convergent band. Now, we're not anticipating a lot of tornadic activity with this storm system. However, we will see the winds gusting as high as 30, 35 miles an hour into Sarasota and Manatee counties beginning late Thursday night and throughout the day on Friday. You can see that moisture kind of working its way right on in through Andros Island, also into just up to Grand Bahama, and that means they're going to see a tremendous amount of rain, storm surge, and winds as high as 130 to maybe 40 miles an hour making its way through that area tomorrow. Now, that hurricane warning exists all the way from near Daytona Beach southward to North Miami Beach. That's a good chunk of the state there. And then a hurricane watch north of that through Jacksonville, and tropical storm warnings all the way down to the 7 Mile Bridge in the Keys. For us, tropical storm watch in effect where you see the pink. There's flood warnings also along some of the creeks and rivers here. We're not anticipating a lot of rain with this system. We could see anywhere from 2 to 4 inches at this point. That may go a little higher depending upon the future path. 91 degrees. It feels like 99 out there right now. And the dew point is at 72. Winds out of the north-northeast at 7. And as far as temperatures go statewide, the cooler reading in Jacksonville at 73 and upper 80s to low 90s. 91 the warm spot in Sarasota and Cortez now. The Gulf of Mexico now at 85 degrees. Well, here's what's going on in the tropics. We still have Nicole out here, too, spinning around, but that's not going to be a player. That's going to stay out there in the open waters of the Atlantic. And then some very dry air over to the west of us. Now, there is a trough of low pressure that's expected to eventually steer this more toward the north, but high pressure has been building into the north of it, and that is forcing it on a more northwesterly course, and that puts it very close to the east coast of Florida by late tomorrow and into Friday morning. So that's the potential for a landfall there. As far as a Category 4 hurricane is concerned, we could see winds increase to with this up to 130 miles an hour throughout the day on Thursday. Right now, the winds are at 120, and we're expecting gusts as high as 150 on the northeast edge as it makes its way off toward the north and northwest. And notice it gets very close to the coast. Fort Pierce, this is at 2 a.m. on Friday. It could be down here as well. That's the reason why there is a hurricane warning as far south as North Miami Beach. And then we have tropical storm watches in effect for the west coast of Florida, and then eventually exiting off back to the Atlantic. But then notice what happens as we put the map into motion here. it may be looping back around. The GFS, by the way, has it right about here in 5 days coming back toward Florida. And the European keeps it out there in the open waters of the Atlantic for a while. Speaking of winds, they'll be a bit breezy tomorrow, gusts as high as 20 to 25, but really picking up on Friday morning, 30-mile-an-hour gusts, and we could see them as high as 50 miles an hour into Sebring. And at one point, it showed 60-mile-an-hour gusts on Friday morning, again into the early afternoon hours. And that wind radius continues to expand our way and could do some more tonight at the 11 o'clock advisory, depending upon how big this storm system gets. So we'll keep an eye on it for you. Obviously, the models are trending right along the east coast of Florida, which could make for a devastating storm if it just skirts right along the immediate coast. For boaters, last day for boating tomorrow, then things really deteriorate on both Friday and Saturday. Will be choppy conditions out there. Here's the extended forecast as we see it. Tomorrow, a mixture of sun and clouds with increasing clouds late, high of 88. It will be breezy. A much better chance for showers and storms. Could see 2 to 4 inches of rainfall in areas on Friday. Winds up to 30 miles an hour. Gusts as high as 35 for Sarasota, Manatee counties. It could get as high as 50 to 70 into Highlands and Hardee County at this point. And then Saturday looks to be breezy, clearing, and turning a little bit cooler as we head into the work week. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. I-75 is backed up in the northbound lanes from Bee Ridge Road north to Fruitville. Allegiant Airlines is now offering a series of nonstop, low-cost flights between North Carolina and Florida. The flights will travel between Concord and Punta Gorda for fares as low as $45. The new service is estimated to bring more than 26,000 additional visitors to the Southwest Florida area each year.
Another interesting flight opportunity. The Manatee Chamber of Commerce is welcoming Suncoast residents to join them on its trip to Peru this coming spring. The travel package includes flights out of Tampa International Airport, meals, and hotel stays. The cost of the 9-day trip is around $3,100 per person. The Chamber will hold a meeting on October 20th and provide more information about that trip.
Sounds good to me. I've always wanted to explore some of those areas that I haven't seen. Yeah.
Entertainment news is next.
The Venice Area Chamber of Commerce Consumer Expo is coming to the Venice Community Center October 7th and 8th from 9 to 3. There'll be free health screenings, door prizes, and products and services from 90 area businesses. You can also enter to win $100 in 5 drawings each day. Enjoy great food from area restaurants and see new boats and cars in the outdoor display. Parking and admission are free. The Venice Area Chamber Consumer Expo, sponsored in part by ABC 7.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Small Suncoast businesses with big success stories, plus a 5-piano concert preview and Gold Rush barbecue in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts and 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today for deals worth celebrating during the Jeep Celebration event. Come shop the area's largest selection of Jeep Wranglers or check out a new Jeep Cherokee priced as low as $19,999. Stop by to see the stylish new Jeep Renegade starting at just $17,699. Or drive away in a new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
The official salon of ABC 7. Lou Salon.
Songwriter of the popular song Thriller has passed away.
Sometimes known as the Invisible Man, Rod Temperton was behind several song collaborations with artists like Aretha Franklin, Herbie Hancock, and Anita Baker. His career came to a final close last week when the songwriter lost his battle with cancer in London. He was 66 years old.
Beat Me Up, Scotty has taken on new meaning. The latest Star Trek film is now available for viewing worldwide and space-wide. Paramount has literally beamed up a copy of Star Trek Beyond to the International Space Station. Astronauts will be able to watch the film in their free time between their scientific experiments there. For Earthbound fans, the movie hits Blu-ray and DVD on November 1st.
If you're looking for a classic to enjoy this Halloween, The Shining is back. The well-known horror flick starring Jack Nicholson, and it's based on the Stephen King novel, will return to select theaters on October 23rd through the 26th. If you've never seen it on the big screen before, now is your chance to get really creeped out, because this is a creepy one.
On TV, I haven't seen it in the theater.
In the theater, it would be. I mean,
Yeah.
no one does that kind of character like Jack Nicholson.
He's the best.
Yeah, he is. We'll be right
Here's
back.
Johnny. We'll be right back.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.